The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
Although no one enjoys feeling jealous, it is an inevitable emotion that most people have experienced or will experience at some point in life. Some people still see jealousy as a way of showing care and protection. The problem is when these emotions overpower people and shape the way they feel about themselves and the world around them. Excessive jealousy can lead people to extremes and, in some cases, can even be considered a psychotic disorder. British mum and housewife Debbie Wood hit the headlines in 2013 when she was considered the most jealous woman in the UK. Debbie has been diagnosed with Othello syndrome, or delusional jealousy, which made her believe that her now husband Steve was cheating on her. Doctors believe that Debbie's syndrome was triggered when a previous relationship broke down, and that piling on weight made the condition a lot worse. Whilst dating Steve, Debbie forced him to take a lie detector test every time he left the house to check that he had not been looking at any other women. She also checked Steve's phone, email, and bank accounts several times a day to search for evidence of any possible affair. She would also put filters on his laptop and didn't allow him to watch TV programs or read magazines featuring any women. Despite the uncontrollable jealousy, the couple still ended up getting married. Debbie later declared that she had made a change after becoming a plus-size model. She explained that her new career path has instilled confidence in herself and has allowed her to feel more comfortable in her relationship. She also added that the attention she gets now even makes her husband jealous instead. Many famous people have shown signs of jealousy of their partners, from artists such as Jay-Z, who appeared to be jealous of Beyoncé and vice versa, to former First Lady Michelle Obama, who showed signs of being jealous of ex-President Barack Obama. Excessive jealous behavior can be extremely harmful to any relationship. However, even the most extreme cases can be transformed. Watch how on tonight's program.
Jealousy. Jealousy is something that is destroying relationships and destroy the person as well. So, the program tonight, the topic is I suffer from excessive jealousy and I cannot change. Causes of jealousy. Let's look at the causes of jealousy. Look at that. The following factors may cause jealousy in someone. Fear of abandonment. Okay? So when the person is afraid that the other one is going to leave, that they're going to be exchanged by someone else, that they're going to lose the love of their life. So the jealousy is a desperate attempt of holding that person. No, we're not going anywhere. You are mine. You're not going anywhere. So it's a desperate attempt to hold the person because they are afraid of being abandoned, right? Another one, poor self-image.
Yeah.
This is what was happening to the lady.
She looks at herself in the mirror, himself in the mirror. This person doesn't feel confident in the way they look, right? And all these insecurities causes that person to have this jealous behavior because they think, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not good enough, I'm too skinny, or I'm too fat. And
it's a negative image of herself. Look the way she was thinking. I'm so ugly that any woman he's gonna look at, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna change me. Look at this self-worth, right? That she was giving herself. And that's why she was feeling so low. And she translated that into the jealousy, right? An intense sense of possession.
Yeah, he's mine, she's mine.
Yeah.
No one can even look at you. Sometimes the person is looking at the partner, not even with bad intentions, but that's enough already for the person to be infuriated.
Yeah. So
cause a scene.
The problem is, you don't possess anyone, okay? Not even God will force someone to love him. God being the amazing God, loving that he is, the best, the only one. He is the almighty God. There is no other. There's no better God. There's no greater God. Still he doesn't force us to love him. There's even a movie of a genie, Mila. I think her name is, what's the name of the lady that was a genie? I can't remember.
Forgot. That's very old.
That's very old, right?
Yeah.
That she puts a spell, not that one, Eddie, hold on. She puts a spell on the guy for him to like her. She loves a guy and she puts a spell on him to love her.
That's from like the 80s or something, right?
Something like that.
It's very old.
So it's a very old movie, okay? And Jane is a genie, something like this. But at the end of the story, she takes out the spell because that's not what she wanted. She doesn't want to be loved because of a spell. She wants to be loved because for who she is, because he wants to love her. So a love that is forced, my point is, if you try to possess someone, that's not real love. Real love is when I could choose, like this song, a million guys out there. She could be with a million guys out there, but she chose me out of her free will. I could have been with a million girls out there, but I choose to be with her. So this is real love. I am with you because I want to be with you. I chose to be with you. Okay? So this thing of possession doesn't work. This is not love.
And this can be very unhealthy. It can get even dangerous. You know, this thing of like for example, the man or the woman, they're possessive.
Yeah.
It can even end in tragedy.
Uh-huh.
We've seen movies and real life cases as well on the news.
Yeah. The jealousy can go to a certain degree that the person will even murder.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're not going to be with me, you're not going to be with anyone.
With anyone else.
So this can become very dangerous. The person loses control.
Yeah.
Okay? So you don't possess anyone. The person that is with you, they are there because they want, they love you. They chose
one owns
to.
anyone.
Yeah. You don't own anyone. That's true. So unrealistic expectations about a partner. So when you expect too much, false expectations because of the myths of the world, because you want him to be too romantic, and the guy is demanding too much of the wife is demanding too much of the husband. Because of that frustration, you start thinking, he doesn't love me anymore, he's with someone else.
You want that person to give his or her full attention all the time. You know, you have these expectations that are not real. They're not
unrealistic expectations about a relationship, what a relationship is. Okay? Because you only learn from the movies, you only learn from the novels, the soap operas. You might be learning from pornography. So it's an unrealistic expectation. Or a history of betrayal.
Yeah, this brings a lot of insecurity, right?
Yeah, the person who is wounded, they went through a betrayal before, and they're afraid that this is going to happen again.
Yeah, and they end up projecting the same scenario into this new relationship.
It's true. Mm-hmm. And there's even, Mila, there's even people who are jealous of the ex. They are jealous of the ex, of the story of the person before they even met. They are jealous of someone who passed by their lives like 5, 10, 30 years ago. They're still jealous. They can take it.
Yeah.
There are cases of people who are jealous of people who have died. The widow, the husband of a widow who has passed. And now the new husband is jealous of the guy who has passed. There's even a name for this. It's called the Rebecca syndrome. In medicine, there's a term called Rebecca syndrome. Is the jealousy of someone who has passed by their lives long time ago, who may be even dead, but the person is still jealous. Is based on a movie. Now you can put that one, Eddie. It's called Rebecca. It was a movie from the 40s, very old, that, you know, this couple, they met, but the past relationship keeps on haunting them.
Yeah, the
So-
ghost of the ex-wife, right?
Yeah, so so it became so famous. This movie even won
An award.
an award. How you call it? The Oscar,
The Oscars.
and became so famous that they gave it this name, the Rebecca syndrome, for people who are jealous of past relationships that the spouse had. Can you believe? Let's go now for what people have to say on the streets. And then we're going to give you the signs of a jealous person, okay? Let's go for the streets. Let's see what's the word on the streets. We'll be right back.
We're back with another word on the street, and today we'll be finding out the views of the public to see whether they consider themselves to be a jealous person and how they deal with jealousy in a relationship. Do you consider yourself to be a jealous person?
No.
I don't think so, no. I don't think I would, yeah. No, I'm not.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I don't.
How about you?
Maybe I used to be less so now. When you're younger, you're a bit more nervous about your relationships, I think, yeah. As you get older and, you know, you get a bit more confident and think you can take a little bit more of...
You get used to men chasing your wife around, you know. That's basically it. After 40 years, you're very used to it.
Have you ever been in a relationship with a jealous person?
Yeah, once, yeah. Wasn't great. Yeah, not a great relationship, but yeah, once. And I guess she had to kind of fight for attention, so when she wasn't really getting that from me in a relationship, and probably sort of echoed what she had as a kid, maybe, that she didn't have her to get that attention. But from an attitude perspective, I guess it's like when it's more being selfish, but based around the fact that her parents are selfish, maybe.
To the degree that I think anyone has. I think it's quite normal to be jealous, though, I think, as well. I think it's one of those things that people can kind of quickly dismiss.
Not on a really bad scale. I'd say not jealous in the way like not letting me leave the house and stuff. Like, I don't know, maybe just jealous on a normal level in a relationship. Like having like respect for your partner. I don't know, not doing things that you'd think would make them jealous.
I just don't think there's any need to be jealous. I think if you're in a relationship and you both trust each other, there's no need at all to be jealous. I wouldn't really say I'm jealous.
You go on Instagram, you go on any kind of social media, you go on TV, and I think that kind of almost encourages like a jealous culture now. And there's like, I think for a lot of people, like a sort of trust has dissolved quite a lot, but irrationally. So, you know, you see someone liking someone else's picture or following something, and I think if you're insecure, you're naturally going to question that when actually can be pretty harmless.
Do you believe that a little jealousy is necessary in a relationship?
I don't know. I think it's nice to be like protective of your partner, but I wouldn't say jealous. I'd say more, you wouldn't want to do something that they wouldn't want you to do. So like provoking, speaking to other people if you're in a relationship, that'd obviously provoke some jealousy. So if you trust your partner, then I don't think you should be jealous.
I think it's a natural thing. I wouldn't say it's a healthy thing, but too much of it, I think, can be really dangerous.
Oh no, I'd say definitely not. No, I think trust is the fabric of all like relationships, and jealousy is just not good for anyone. It festers, it causes arguments.
I think it's okay to be a little bit jealous. I think it shows you care maybe a little bit, but I think, I don't know. I think obviously in a perfectly healthy relationship, there would be no reason, and maybe it would be nice for your partner to be able to have that kind of like, have those boundaries and be able to cross them a bit. And I think that's kind of nice to be able to kind of move beyond something that's very kind of strict and conformed that we're used to. So I think it's probably healthy to not be jealous, really.
Well, you've heard what the public has to say. Now you can give your opinion tonight on the Love Talk show at 11 p.m. on Liberty Radio.
Common signs of jealousy in a relationship. Let's see. Common signs.
Yeah.
False accusations towards your partner, like you said, Mila, right? There are people that get too paranoid.
They get paranoid.
And they start,
there,
seeing
imagining things.
movies. They create these films in their head that never happened, right? But they imagine it's so real. in their heads that they think that it's happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's nothing. It's out something that your mind creates. Is very
Exactly.
dangerous. So possessiveness.
Possessiveness.
How you say it?
Possessiveness.
Possessiveness.
It's a long word.
So someone who is very possessive, who is very possessive, checking phones, emails, etc., without permission.
Checking the social media of the person, checking the emails.
Cloning, right there. We've seen couples they clone the WhatsApp.
The Telegram, WhatsApp.
They clone, right?
Yeah.
Without the partner knowing. They sign into the accounts on their phone, and they keep on checking. They keep an eye.
Yeah, they check the chat history of the person, the call history. Like they need to know what every single conversation that the partner is having.
Mm-hmm. So in
Of course, there should be no
there should be transparency.
I know your phone password. You know mine.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you want to get my phone, you can check. I can check yours,
Yeah,
but in a healthy way.
we know each other's password,
Yeah,
right?
we have nothing to hide.
Everything.
But some people
Always say, Mila, you always use the same password. Since I met you, since I met her, it's the same password. I always tell her, change your password. It's too easy for once, right?
See, I received a notification that my password was in a data leak. I had to change it.
So another one, belittling. How you say? Belittling.
Belittling. Only
And
very
putting
hard
your
words today.
spouse down. Belittle. It's to
your
belittle
spouse
your partner.
and put them down.
Putting down. Because you know some people do this, Mila, because they feel insecure. They feel insecure and they feel like their partner is better than them. So what do? What is the mechanism of defense? They always belittle them. They bring them down to their level. Oh, you are this, you are that. They tear them down, so they bring them to their level.
And there's cases that the person is the one that's betraying, that's cheating, that's flirting. And what do? They keep accusing the other person of doing those things.
Because they know they have character, they are like here, and that person is low, what they're doing is dirty, horrible, and they want to defamate the character of the one that is here, right?
Yeah.
Bring them down
They want
to their level.
Yeah, and also it's like a behavior of like, okay, if I'm doing this, I feel guilty, but I'm gonna accuse you of doing this so that to make you feel bad.
So I'm not alone.
So yeah,
We are both horrible people.
I've seen couples do this before.
And isolating your spouse from friends and family.
Yeah, people go to that
Extreme.
extreme.
Of not even letting the partner speak to the family. Or speak
Or
to the friends.
Yeah.
They cut friends. And I'm not talking about, for example, not talking about guys. I'm talking about even girls.
Mm-hmm.
There are men that cut the wife off even from friends from the same gender.
Yeah, they want the person all to themselves, right?
Yeah, that's very toxic. Very toxic. So be careful. And here we just looking at the surface. Here we just bring a topic and talking about it. But the cure of this, Mila, is for the person to participate in the love therapy. Okay? If you're jealous, if you're jealous, you need therapy. You need the love therapy. Or if you are in a relationship with someone who is jealous, Pastor, I see all these signs in my partner. So why don't you invite your partner for therapy? Tell, look, I think we need therapy. Our marriage needs therapy. The love therapy. And you come this Thursday at 8 p.m. because on Thursdays, the seminars, we dive deep, Mila. We go to the root.
Because there is a root. If you have a jealousy behavior, then it's because of it's a root. It's either insecurity.
A personal root,
it's
yes.
all those things that we spoke about.
Insecurity, low self-image. It could be the past that was never healed. there's an issue or the person is doing something wrong. You know, there's an issue with the person. That's why they're jealous. But it could be a reason as well. It could be that the spouse is also giving reason for the person to be jealous. Okay? Sometimes you're jealous, not because you have a problem, but sometimes the partner is giving reason, Mila. They're really cheating. They're really doing something weird, something wrong.
Trying to cover things
For example,
up.
the partner sleeps out one day. They never come back home. Let's say the husband never came back one day. That's very, very weird. That shouldn't happen, right? And it's okay for the woman to feel jealous.
Or they're very
What's going on?
secretive, or the wife or the husband sees like charges on the car. They don't know
So,
what they're doing.
so if you need help, if you need our help, my wife and I, we are here to help you, the couples. If you need to speak to us, let us know. Send an email to love@uckd.org.
Yeah, maybe
We're
the
gonna-
problem of jealousy is destroying your marriage and you need help.
We're going to schedule a day that we're going to sit, the four of us, and we need to talk. We need
You're
to
gonna get to the root of the problem.
we need to put things in place. We need to solve this, right? By talking, by communicating. And if you need a mediator, if you need someone outside your marriage, because you can't talk to your husband, you can't talk to your wife, it always end up, in fight, in arguments, and you end up hurting each other. So you need a mediator, someone who is gonna bring some sense into the arguments and really tell who is wrong and who is right, and we can do this, okay? So you send an email.
The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.